welcome back to the Coach Mac Show, Senior Week. Telfair last Friday night, Coach, didn't go quite the way we had wanted it to. Had a few turnovers, but kids fought hard and came back, stayed in the game late.
Yeah, I felt like we were going to be prepared for that game and went into it and started off, couldn't match their intensity. We couldn't match their energy early on, and that is so important in athletic events. It's so important, especially high school football, is when you go on the road and you're playing a game to that magnitude. It's their senior night. It's the last game for the regular season. It doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs, and they've got a very, very good football team. They've got a lot of athleticism, a lot of speed on that team, and a lot of skilled players. And you might have saw from you being at the game, they had a big senior class. And
it was huge.
A big senior class for a Class A school. It was really impressive. And our kids just didn't match the intensity that they put out there. And we got behind. Very first drive, they drove it down the field, punched it in, just run the football. And that was a bad way to start. But then we stayed 7-0 for quite some time, and then we were able to finally score on I believe it was a deep pass. We couldn't run the ball a bit. We've struggled to run the football the last few weeks. I don't think we broke the 50-yard mark in the last few weeks running the football. We've really struggled up front on the offensive line. Really, the running backs and offensive line kind of go hand in hand. You can be good at one and not the other, and it really don't matter. You've got to be solid at both to have a good running game, and we just didn't and haven't had a good running game. And then as the game went on, we made a few mistakes along in the way, and at halftime, I believe it was 9-7.
Yes, sir.
Halftime, still in it. But again, at halftime, you didn't get that feeling from the kids that you were still in it. You just, I don't know, really strange feeling when you go in, and it was similar to the Turner County game. We were down 16-6. It's not where you want to be, but you're still in it. Especially you're getting the ball back. Both games we were getting the ball back, start the second half. Yeah. You get it, you put together a drive, you get the score back close. With the Telfair game, you get the ball back, put a drive together, you go ahead and you take the lead. And then you go ahead and play some defense from there and try to get another score. But it just didn't happen. The feeling at halftime was, we just couldn't or wouldn't put out the energy it was going to take to get in this thing and to get where we needed to be. We were able to put together some big plays. Big plays has been our key all year long. I can really remember off the top of my head only having one true drive this entire season. That was the last drive we had to have against Wilcox to beat them. But other than that, it's been all about big plays. But we were able to put together some big plays, got right back in it. We were really looking good. We were down 3, 16-13, down by 3 points. Everything was going good. Then we had a bad snap, had to come up quick to throw a quick pass. It went the other way for a touchdown. And then later on, we threw another pick for a touchdown. Right there, that was 14 points we gave them. And then it was just a bad call on my part, bad execution by the offense. You put those two together, bad things are going to happen. We're down by the goal line, and we gave up a safety. There was 2 more points. So there's 16 points we gave up that really we could have took care of the ball better and not given those up. We lost the game by 8, and we're talking about 16 points we gave up right there. Yeah. We also had some deep balls that were dropped. We had a lot of passes. We've had a lot of passes the last few weeks just dropped that need to be caught.
There was one in the fourth quarter I remember distinctly going down the sideline right here.
Right in the hands, exactly. We had a couple on each end of the field, both on the right side. And then you have Trey Harrington, I really think, is throwing the ball well. He's putting the ball on people. Given the time, he's putting it on people. We've got to come up with catches. Defensively, we've given up over almost 1,300 yards by the rush this year, which is too many. On defense, we will play fantastic for a series, and we will play great from play to play. But for the entire game, we will give up big plays, big hunks of yards, which is something we can't do. Really disappointed in the game. I'm not going to say I was disappointed in the effort because I believe for the most part the effort was there. I was disappointed with the energy level of our players. And I don't know why that is exactly. I just really can't put a handle on it, whether it's just, this is this is what it is. And talking to another coach today, we were talking about how things go in cycles, especially for small schools.
Right.
When you walk such a personnel tightrope, anyway,
right.
to where you lose one player, you could be losing a two-way starter plus a guy that's going to be on at least maybe 2 special teams. You're losing like 4 players.
Right.
To where a bigger school, you lose a player, chances are you're going to be able to get another experienced player to step right in and keep on keeping on. And for us, we've had many years where we've been very close personnel-wise to where if we lost this guy or lost that guy, we are going to be in bad shape. We've been awful lucky throughout the years. But, to be honest with you, I'm really struggling with this, the fact that we haven't been more productive in games we should be more productive. You go beat Clinch County, an arch rival. You beat a top-ranked Wilcox, but then you turn around and you lose to a Telfair and a Turner and played a poor first half against Lanier. It's something I'm having trouble getting a handle on. I really don't know why this is going on, other than maybe the fact we're just not a real good football team. And that could be very well the case, and we lack experience, we lack some talent, we lack some speed, we just lack a lot of things. There's no one single reason why we haven't been as good as we wanted to be. But with that being the case, I know we'll talk about our opportunities this week. We do have opportunities.
Yep.
I think I can safely say we're probably in the playoffs, irregardless of the outcome of this week, which is a good thing. Right. Which is something we've been in the playoffs every year since 1990. That's a good thing.
That's a heck of a string.
Yeah, it's just the fact that we may end this year with a losing record, yet make the playoffs. That's really hard for me to get a handle on, and I'm struggling with that. But the thing is, we still have a chance to play some more football. We still got a chance we're going to be in the playoffs. All those are good things. Like I told the team today, I said, we have a chance to be in the playoffs, which is something that a lot of football teams, and there's teams in this area, that would just about do anything just to get a taste of the playoffs. Just to get there one time. And I believe we're in, regardless of the outcome, because we were started off so high. I think we were as high as 3rd or 5th in the power rankings. Right. We had a long way to fall to get out, and I just don't think 2 losses is going to be enough to get us out of it. Which, hopefully, we can get in and maybe even get a win in the playoffs, and maybe get some more experience for these kids. And who knows what can happen?
In the playoffs.
Exactly. Who knows what can happen once you get in?
Oh yeah. Well, we're going to coming up shortly. I'm sorry about that. We're going to take a short break, come back, and talk about Irwin County coming up, and we'll be right back after this message.
The Folkestone Pharmacy, your original hometown pharmacy for over 45 years, is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet broadcasts. Folkestone Pharmacy accepts insurance from most local employers, including the City of Folkestone, Charlton County, Babcock and Wilcox, AJM, Charlton Memorial Hospital, and many others. The Folkestone Pharmacy wishes the Indians best of luck this season. United First Federal Credit Union has been a part of Charlton County since 2001 and has been providing great service to our members since 1943. United First now offers mobile banking and email alerts. Mobile banking lets you check your balance from your cell phone, while email alerts notifies you when a significant event happens in your account. Both are easy to set up and are free to United First members. United First helps you afford life. All accounts are federally insured by NCUA.
T&T Building Supply is located about a half-mile past US 1 and the 301 split, north of Folkestone, right next to Taylor Timber Company. They have everything you need for your home improvement projects, with a wide selection of lumber, hardware, millwork, plumbing, and electrical supplies, concrete and masonry, power and hand tools, nails, and roofing supplies. They also have a large selection of mobile home hardware. T&T Building Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet. All right, welcome back to the Coach Mack Show. Sorry about the little tongue twister there at the end of the last segment. Coach, we're going to talk about Irwin County coming up. They lost Friday night to Wilcox, so I know you and I were discussing a little bit before the show. Mathematically, we could still win this region if we get some help from Telfair and take care of business Friday night.
That's right. You know, anything's possible. I tell you, those athletes that Telfair had are fantastic. They got some real good football players at Telfair. Thank goodness they're almost all seniors. They had a humongous senior class.
That was a huge senior.
I've never seen a Class A school have that many seniors, and I started looking at them, and it's most of them are a lot of their better players, so I guess that's good for the future. But if Telfair was to upset, it would be a big upset. If they were able to upset Wilcox and we were able to upset Irwin County, again, you need two upsets on the same night. But if we were able to upset Irwin County and so forth, that would make us region champions, which, again, that would put us probably in the top 5 in the power rankings, top 5 in the bracket, which would be incredible. But, again, I'm not holding my breath for that because I think Wilcox will take care of business, probably win the region outright, and so forth. But, you know, Irwin County is probably one of the most improved teams over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the most improved teams over 1 year. Without a doubt, on film, looking at them, they are what I believe is to be, without a doubt, the second best team in our region. And they're not far from being as good as Wilcox, but just different. They run the football. They don't want to throw it. They're not a throwing football team, although they can and they will. We found out this week how well we cover the pass at times, not well. For a running team, but they are a fantastic running football team. Coach John Lindsay has just done an incredible job over there, turned that program around, adding a lot of energy to it, bringing a lot of enthusiasm to Osceola with that football program. He's done an awesome job. I can't say enough about the job he's done. Irwin County, they play very disciplined wing tee football. There's even some hybrid wing tee, which we've talked about with Fitzgerald and Telfair. With a lot of unbalanced sets. Really like to run the sweep. We'll run the inside game, run the trap game. It's a very well coached system of offense. I can't say enough about what the job that they've done over there with that thing and how hard their players are playing and how disciplined of an offense that they're running. Defensively, we've seen the 50 front. Of course, that's Coach Lindsay. I think that's his background is the 50 front. But we've been seeing him in a lot of even fronts. Against Wilcox last week, we've seen some 3-man lines, some 4-man lines, some 5-man. So we're preparing really prepared for everything. Everything that you can imagine. Again, our goal is, again, to get into this thing and try to get the running game going to set everything else up. We really have got to get Tyree Savage running the football again like we did halfway through the season. We've got to get that offensive line coming off the football and try to create some running lanes for Tyree. And that's our big goal against that defense. Versus their offense, again, it's going to be some real challenges. We can't get outflanked. We allowed ourselves to get outflanked. Really disappointed last week that we weren't aligned right after how hard we stressed. It starts with alignment. You got to get aligned right. Still didn't work. Like I told the coaches, we went over it 100 times. I guess we need to go over it 101 times because 100 wasn't enough. We really stressed, we got to get aligned right versus that type of offense. But again, Irwin County's done an incredible job. I think they'll bring a big crowd over. They're going to be enthusiastic as well as they should be.
Yeah, they're fired up.
Because they have a really, really fine football team, and they have a fine football team coming back for next year. A lot of these kids are going to be juniors on their football team, some sophomores. So I look for them to be very good this year. I look for them to be the team to beat, without a doubt, the team to beat in our region, possibly state champion contenders next year.
Really. They've put it together over the last couple of years, turned things around. Around here anyway, we're used to hearing the Irwins, the Telfairs, the Turners. Those are the quote-unquote gimme games. Now all of a sudden, you've got Irwin stepping up, becoming a power in the region. Yeah,
and exactly, it goes back to what we talked about. Things run in cycles. People that are real high school football fans and maybe historians to a point who have followed this for a long time. And I know a lot of people in Charlton County that have followed Charlton County football well before I even got here.
Yeah.
But the people I've noticed since 1990 that I haven't, that come to me all the time, Coach, I haven't missed a game, home or away, that you've coached, which is really,
that's awesome.
Yeah, those people can tell you, they can remember when Charlton County was at the bottom of the barrel. Then we're on top of the mountain, and then we're up and down in between. Look at Camden County. There was a time where Camden County was kind of at the bottom. Now they're at the top. Clinch County at the very top. Now they're kind of down. I mean,
rebuild year.
It really is, and as disappointing as it is to be where we're at right now, 5-4, possibly going 5-5. You know, I know it's very disappointing, but and nobody's more disappointed and frustrated than I am. But again, just things run in cycles. Hopefully, you know, get through this year. Hopefully, have still some more success this year. You know, we're going to line up to win Friday. And that's our goal. We're going to play to win Friday, and then we're going to first round. We're going to play to win that one to get to play another one and continue down the road. You know, we're not giving up, and we're not throwing our hat in and everything throwing the towel in. We're really going to fight to win and to keep playing and keep this team together for this week and then for the 2 weeks after for the playoffs, and hopefully keep it going.
Well, on the Friday night, senior night, we're going to honor some seniors. We're going to talk about that coming up next, and we'll be right back after this message.
Radio Shack, located at 3885 Main Street inside the Folkestone Pharmacy, is your local Verizon Wireless authorized agent and Dish Network retailer. Radio Shack carries a variety of computers, tablets, smartphones, and other electronics. The Shack in Folkestone is proud of our student athletes and wishes them the best of luck this season. Now, let's go get 'em Indians.
Hunters and outdoorsmen. With general gun season fast approaching, Gant Hardware and Hunting has everything you need to be ready for the hunt. From game blinds and ladder stands to guns and ammo, camo clothing to insect repellent. They'll get you ready for the woods. Do you have to finish that honey-do list first? Gant Hardware and Hunting has you covered there as well, with hardware supplies to knock out that honey-do list and get you hunting. Gant Hardware and Hunting on 3872 Main Street. They're open Monday through Saturday.
Babcock & Wilcox, a manufacturer of air filtration devices located in Folkestone, Georgia since 1983, is proud to support the Charlton County athletic programs and the Band of Pride. The employees of B&W wish the Indians, Maidens, Braves, and Band of Pride good luck this season.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation offers more than dependable electrical energy at a competitive price. Quality service is provided by a friendly and professional staff trained to meet your every electrical power need, whether residential, commercial, or industrial. If you have any questions or need information, call us at 1-800-262-5131. Okefenokee REMC, owned by those we serve. A proud sponsor of this year's Indian football broadcast.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Mac Show, our third segment. We're going to talk about senior night. I know there's a list there, Coach, if you want to go over the boys and talk about all their final, well, not their final regular season game, I should say.
Yeah, you know, our seniors, we've had a handful of these guys that have been with us from the very beginning that are four-year players, and yet we have some that have been in and out of the program. But irregardless, it's going to be great before the game to get to celebrate all these kids. I know when I was in high school, our senior night was actually called Parents' Night. It was an opportunity to not only to celebrate being a senior, but it was really a celebration also for the parents.
Right.
And I look at it like that. I look at this not only being a great night for our senior football players, but it's just a great night for them to be on the field with their parents and for their parents to be recognized also, because a lot of these parents have been with them. Of course, they've been with them since the first day of their life, but they've also been with them from the very start of their athletic programs, right, of loading them up, taking them to practice as little rec league guys, looking for the knee pads they can't find around the house and all that kind of thing. But it all comes to really an end as far as getting close to an end of their high school football playing career Friday night. Yeah, kind of the end of it. So I know it's a real emotional time. It's kind of an emotional time for me, knowing that I've known these kids since they've been at least seventh graders. Some of these kids I can still remember almost being too young to be managers down there. Having to tell them you're just too young, you're too small to be a manager quite yet. Maybe another year or two. But
I know you told us the story about Snapper. Coach Snapper being the water guy.
Exactly. Him being one of the first kids I met when I first got here, probably 5 or 6 years old, running around the field house. But yeah, talking about these seniors, kind of going in alphabetical order, Michael Alberts. Michael Alberts has been a starting offensive lineman for at least the last 2 years. He played a lot as a sophomore. And Michael's a very good student and someone who I know he has aspirations of playing at the next level, but for sure he's going to be a kid that's going to go to college and be a very successful young man one day. Michael's really provided a lot of stability on the offensive line for us. Cody Davis, Cody is a kid that I've known since he's been born. I'm real close to his family, Phil and Carolyn Lipson, his grandmother, and his mother, Courtney Bryant, who's probably the most helpful to me out here at the high school as any assistant coach I've ever had. But Cody's had a really tough year thus far. He's had injuries. He started off the year with surgery on his toe, and that was just going through preseason. Yeah. And then he started off doing real well first couple games. I think it was Bradwell. Here at home, he got rolled up on and had a break in his ankle, and he's been out ever since. A chance he might even be able to dress Thursday night. I know he goes to the doctor on Thursday, maybe Friday he'll get the dress. Maybe we'll give him a couple plays. I don't know. But Cody's one of my all-time favorite Indians because I've known him. I've known him longer than I've known any players from the very first day he came onto this earth. But Cody's been. He's been a program guy. He's been with us since the very beginning. So hopefully we can get him back out there. Zach Davis. Zach has been a guy that stepped in. He started early in the year on the defensive side. Now he's starting on the offensive side. He's been a really great teammate to a lot of our players. And Zach has been a big part of our team this year because he's had to play so many different positions for us. Noah's been with the program since day one. Noah's had a lot of football injuries throughout his career, but Noah has been a real team guy. He's been a guy that's been with us since the first day. I can still remember him in junior high football. Noah has a real passion for the game and a passion for the Indians, and hopefully I have a lot of hopes for him for the future. I know one thing Noah's told me is one day his goal was to be a high school football coach. Awesome. So maybe never know.
One of your assistants one day.
Could be one of my assistants one day. You never know. Devin Jones, number 12. Devin's played a lot of football for us. He's been a two-way starter this year and last. Devin has been in the program since the very first day, junior high on through high school. And Devin is a kid I know that would love to go play some college football, and we're hoping that can happen for him. Again, he's a guy that's been a real contributor to our program. Avery Jordan. Avery's been with us since the very beginning. A good program kid, a kid who's always a kid that's never been any problem to us, but he's a kid that's always been there for us, always been a great practice guy, and has always been able to give us a great look in practice. Tyree Savage, again, another guy that's been with us from day one, number 21. Tyree played a lot of football this year for us on both sides of the football. Last year he was very, very important for us on the defensive side, but a good 2-year starter for us. Caleb Smith. Caleb's a guy that is really a tough player, a tough kid, a kid who's battled through a lot of injuries. Had foot surgery this year, had knee surgery the year before, and each time has been able to come back and play. Last year he stepped in last year one of our better defensive football players, and also carried a load quite a bit on the offensive side of the ball when need be, when Trey Hamilton went down at a time or two. But Caleb, again, his dad played for me, and Henry, and of course I've known Caleb for a long time, and he's got a little brother coming up through the program who's going to be a big part of us. Bradley Todd. Bradley's been a guy who's been in and out of the program. Bradley's a young man who really has figured out, that he wants to be part of our football program this year and has contributed a great deal. Bradley has been awesome on special teams. He's on all of our special teams units. Actually led the team in tackles.
He's the young man you were talking about.
Led the team in tackles one game from the kickoff team, which is really, really impressive. That's somebody who really hustles. But Bradley's been an awesome teammate this year and has provided us some team leadership. And I know that it's been great to have him. He's been a kid who's been, of course, always had a job in high school, which you got to commend him for that. But this year he really wanted to get out there and play, and he stuck it through, and he's done a great job, and really proud of the job that Bradley's done. Daniel Wade, probably academically one of the strongest kids we have in our school, Mr. CCHS, the whole bit.
Big number 68, wasn't it?
68, starts at right offensive tackle. Great weight room kid. He benches over 300 pounds in a weight room. Of course, any high school kid that benches that much has put a lot of hard work into it.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel's going to be a guy who's going to be extremely successful at the college level academically. I look for him to do great things with his life, and it all starts academically. But Daniel has been a guy that's been with the program from day one, has done a great job. Jonathan West is really an interesting story. Jonathan has been a tough kid. He's battled through some injuries, a guy that's been with us all along. He's been one of those St. George guys, a guy that drives up every day, does your workouts, does everything it needs to be, which any kid who plays on our football team from St. George I really admire, because I know it's very difficult for them to get up here, back and forth and so forth. But Jonathan actually did something that's real interesting this past summer. He went ahead and enlisted in the National Guard and went through boot camp and so forth. And I really admire.
That is a huge responsibility.
Yeah, I really admire the job that he's done and so forth with that. And he's already preparing for his future. Yeah. Really a great job on his part. Brent Wiles, probably our best football player on our team, best defensive player. He's the third of the brothers, has two older brothers. I think this is the third year in a row we've had a senior night where Stanley and Kerry Wiles is going to be on the field, I believe. Yep. So really it's been we've had a long line of them. And his dad also played for me. He was on a senior, my first team in 1990. So Brent has done a great job. I know Brent has aspirations of playing at the next level. We hope that he can. He's not a real big guy, actually, as far as a linebacker, but
plays with a lot of emotion.
Plays with a lot of emotion. Plays with great technique. He's really a fine football player. He's a fantastic high school wrestler. When the season's over, I really encourage people to come watch our wrestling team. Yeah. He is a state champion level wrestler. So hopefully, maybe at the next level, he can wrestle, possibly at the next level, he can be a very good long snapper for somebody. So that's something that for him to look forward to. Hopefully we can get that done. Rufus Barnes. Rufus is another guy that's been in and out of the program. Rufus has done a great job for us this year, playing on both sides of the ball, number 69, and really has worked hard in the weight room for us. Ryan Young, the last but not least, Ryan Young, a very good baseball player, has been an outstanding linebacker for us. Ryan,
he's had a good year this year.
Very, very good year this year. Larry and Marcia, I know, are very proud parents of him because he's not only a fantastic student, a fantastic high school football player, really good baseball player, but he's a great, great kid. Yeah. And Larry and Marcia Young, really a lot of credit goes to them because you can tell from a kid what kind of parents they have, and Ryan is a second-to-none type young man, and, of course, parents are outstanding, and they're the reason for that. And all these kids, we're going to miss them. They've all developed into good high school football players, and a lot of these guys are going to be hard to replace next year. Yeah. So you talk about what's the future of Charlton County, big question mark right now because we've got to start by replacing a lot of very good football players, 14 of them. Big class for a Class A school. Usually Class A schools, you're looking at anywhere from 8 to 12. We have 14 good ones right here, so we have to replace them once this season's over.
That's the senior class. In the early shows, you referred to as the class that you didn't have to worry about.
Right. As a group, very high in character. Very good group to be around. Low maintenance group right there.
That's the word you used.
It's when it comes, if you talk to our administration out here, they'll tell you this group right here, no problem at all, no problem whatsoever.
Low maintenance.
low maintenance. So that's nice to have as a football coach. So when I go home tonight, it won't be these guys I'm worried about. Believe me, there might be others, but it won't be any of these guys. So senior night, hopefully everybody gets there early Friday night, so they can see the pregame ceremony.
That's what I was going to ask you. Was it before the game?
Before the game, they'll come out, all be recognized. Parents and guardians will be recognized. Hopefully everybody gets there early to see these. And also I know we have some cheerleaders who will be recognized also at this time. And I believe we'll also, a couple of them also softball girls, I know that. So they can probably do them at the same time.
Ashton Cruz.
Ashton Cruz, Brittany Cruz.
Brittany
Cribb. Those two are the senior softball players, and they're also senior cheerleaders. So look forward to recognizing them also with their parents.
All right, good deal. Well, Coach, Friday night, you recommending fans getting there 6:45, 6:30?
Get there early. I think this starts at 7 o'clock sharp.
The ceremony?
Ceremony starts at 7 o'clock sharp, and then of course, we hope to have another great high school football game over at Indian Field. And, of course, our band is worth the price of admission just to watch them at halftime. So come on out and let's have a great Indian Friday night and big crowd, and support these kids and get behind them and
get that playoff run
and try to get off to the playoffs with a great effort on Friday night.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all Friday night. Coach, I appreciate it as usual.
Thank you.
And Friday night, get there 6:30, 6:15 as early as you can. Get a good seat and be loud. And I'm sorry, Coach. B team.
B team this Thursday, last B team game. Our B team is 6-0. We had a cancellation with Wayne County, couldn't make it a week ago, so we've squeezed another one in to get our 7th game, and we'll have Brunswick right here, Brunswick Pirates B team, try to go 7-0 on the B team level.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. We'll see y'all Thursday at 5 and/or Friday night 6:30, 7 o'clock. Appreciate you watching.